What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Another episode. Time and reality speaking. How y'all beautiful people doing out there today? I want to ask a question, and it's a basic question. It's nothing deep. It's nothing too out there. Nothing like that. It's just a simple question. We know that they have been saying that R. Kelly is a monster, right? And he's been doing this. He's a predator, right? He's a predator, which is kind of just ridiculous to even say that. That's like saying that's like a lion. They say a lion is a predator, and that's like saying that the lion who has all the gazelle. That's like the gazelles, all the gazelles in the jungle running towards the lion, trying to get close to the lion. Do y'all see what I'm trying to say here? So when they say that he's a predator, it makes absolutely no sense because for one, he's a celebrity. He's a famous celebrity. He's been the king of R&B, you know. He doesn't have to prey on anybody. One would think, because everyone knows that these celebrities, they have fans trying to get to them all day long. So if you can show me any scenario where gazelles are going towards a lion, please do. And that lion is still considered a predator, please do. But back to the ranch. The question I want to ask everybody: we have been enjoying this man's music for 30 years. And as African American people, just ask yourself. Just ask yourself. Did I turn on R. Kelly because of allegations? Or did I turn on R. Kelly because of facts? It can only be one or the other right now. The man has not been to trial. Okay? So, and I'm not going to answer it for you. My wife's not going to answer it for you. You have to ask yourself this. You have to honestly ask yourself this. Ask yourself, did I come to this conclusion? And this is to all the people that are saying R. Kelly is guilty now. Did I come to this conclusion because of the production that was presented in front of me? Did I come to this conclusion because of the gossip surrounding R. Kelly's name? Did I come to this conclusion because it seemed like a lot of the majority came to this decision and I just wanted to jump on the bandwagon? I mean, we have to ask ourselves this because I'm seeing people, right? Well, I'm listening to people, I should say. And I'm hearing certain, African Americans, they're saying that R. Kelly is where he belongs because he has a mental illness. I don't understand how they became the doctors and they have diagnosed R. Kelly with a mental illness when I haven't seen proof of that diagnosis. And I'm also hearing them say that all the women thought that they would get a record deal and R. Kelly lied to them. Well, let's just say if he did lie to them, that is not a reason to lock a man up. That is not a crime. But think about it though. How can you say all the women wanted a record deal? That says more bad about the women than it does R. Kelly. Because to me, that's saying that these women only got close to R. Kelly because they wanted to use him for their own prosperity. Do you understand? So to me, it's like we got to really like take a look at what we're saying here. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is a human being, man. R. Kelly, you know, a lot of people might not want to say this, but the facts is the facts. This is a human being, and we can't and we got too many African Americans behind bars, man, and we can't afford to put another one behind bars without being 100% sure. You know what I'm saying? We got to start as people of color. We have to start really trying to uplift our people, man. We got to stop like just going along with whatever, you know. I heard someone else say that the women that even though the women are grown, that they will always be hurt and traumatized because of what R. Kelly did to them. Well, obviously, the person that said that has not seen how these women are moving and shaking. Because I mean, they're all on social media, man. For the most part, most of them, they're all on social media, and I'm not seeing no trauma whatsoever. I'm not seeing it. I don't see. It doesn't look like someone that's traumatized. Well, these are women that are traumatized to me. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing women that are, and I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to dog them out. You know what I'm saying? So let me not even go there. But I just don't see no trauma. You know what I mean? I don't see no trauma. And like I said, this is serious. This is a serious situation.
Well, the thing is, you can speak on it. Okay, you can speak on it because it's you know, even though we're educated, you don't have to be educated to see this for what it is. You know, um, it's like, think about it. Someone that's been doing that they're saying has been doing something for 30 years. 30 years. Think about that.
Yeah.
Okay? All of a sudden stops. There's no way. You can go to any, psychiatrist, psychotherapy, uh, psychologist, counselor. They will tell you someone with that behavior that they're alleging cannot stop like that. Period.
Right.
If they're saying this man is a predator and has been molesting underage children for over 30 years, you will see that today. There will be today, which is what is it, June 26th, 2021.
Yep.
You will be able to find children today that said this man did that to them. And they can't. They can't. They won't. They will never be able to find it because it would already have been in the indictments. They could not find it. They had to go and reach back. They had to first put out this docu-series, okay?
Tried them in the court of public opinion.
A lot of these women were of age. There's only one, I think, that one or two they talked about that was maybe 17, 16, 17 or something like
17,
that. Okay, and still, we don't know if he slept with her or not. She didn't even say that he slept with her.
Right. She was saying that she didn't sleep with him at 17.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
That's what she said. That she didn't even sleep with him at 17. So it's kind of like, listen, people, trust has to be earned. It's earned over a period of time. Okay? And it's like someone go to you and accuse you of something that you did not do. Well, they have to prove that. We can't say, just because they said you did it, you say that you didn't do it. If you're gonna put this man away for the rest of his life,
gotta be 100%.
You gotta be 100%.
Gotta be 100% sure. And these stories have been too inconsistent. And see, they trying to make it seem like that there's this pattern of some sort, like, you know, and that they can prove this pattern that R. Kelly was you know, doing these shows, which every artist has to go on tour and do shows. This is just ridiculous. And that he was promoting his music and his brand in order to get young girls or women, whatever the case may be, which is just absurd. If you ask me, what I've been saying is, if you really want to talk about patterns, the pattern was these women getting close to a celebrity, trying to use a celebrity for his, you know, for their own financial gain. And then when they leave the celebrity, they all come with this story and they go directly to Susan Loggins. That was a pattern. And to me, that has to be addressed, because you shouldn't, like, at some point, right, you have to start questioning these people. If they say they got abused by R. Kelly, they go to Susan Loggins, and then after they sue R. Kelly, they try to go back to R. Kelly. I mean, to me, that just, it seems ridiculous.
Never going to make a police report.
Right.
No police reports. Let me tell you something, people. I know you all are smart. I know you all are. I know you all are. Listen, my husband and Prima Donna, big shout out to Prima Donna, because for a long time,
yes indeed,
even before we came on the scene, she had been putting this stuff together. If I was his attorneys, I would be trying to get to Prima Donna and my husband, because I'm telling you, the research is there. And they're coming in neutral, you know, in a place when they're dealing with the research that they've done. They letting the research speak for itself.
Right.
Okay, they're not, you know, and yeah, okay, we all were R. Kelly fans. We love R. Kelly, okay? But right is wrong. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
You know?
And if the evidence, and if things seemed like R. Kelly was not being set up, and he was really this type of person, you better believe me and my wife would not be sitting here defending R. Kelly, no matter how good his music is. But when you look at when you do the research, these stories are not adding up on the women's side. It's just not adding up, and it doesn't feel right.
And I'm sorry,
you know,
I'm sorry, our government are not perfect either. Okay, they have done some undercut stuff, like stacking the deck on him. Okay, not letting him have a bond.
Right.
On allegations. These are allegations here.
And
he doesn't have a record.
Right.
Okay. These are things that you have to look at. You cannot ignore these things at all.
And I'm glad you said he doesn't have a record, right? Because what I also have been hearing from the black community is, we witnessed a whole lot of wrong from R. Kelly, and there was no legal charges, so we swept it under the rug. Well, first and foremost, what have we witnessed? Have we witnessed a lot of wrong from R. Kelly, or have we been told that R. Kelly was doing a lot of wrong? Because I haven't witnessed any wrong.
Well, not only that, if they've witnessed it, they're complicit in it. Mm-hmm. So they should be charged as well. Exactly.
And my thing is, the reason why there was no legal charges, because it's not like these claims, some of these claims were not looked into. Some of these claims were looked into. Absolutely. They were investigated
by the federal government.
And they could not think about it. The FBI, for example, they tried to say in the first trial that the FBI confirmed that the tape was authentic. Well, why hasn't the FBI brought charges against R. Kelly? If they confirmed that a tape was authentic, that R. Kelly is sleeping with minors and abusing a minor girl, why wouldn't the FBI bring charges? It's not making sense.
How did he get acquitted then? If they confirmed this tape.
Exactly.
This is the FBI now, so you have to be thinkers and you have to use your common sense. You all are smart enough to know this. I know that.
Exactly.
I know that. There is something wrong here. There's something wrong here.
All this started with the whole Aaliyah and R. Kelly so-called marriage. That's what has everybody, that's what started had people start thinking that R. Kelly might be interested in younger girls or whatever. And it's just crazy though to say that the African American community or the people period swept anything under the rug, because we didn't see anything. We didn't make the final decision on anything. So if anybody swept anything under the rug, it was the music industry. It was the record execs. It was the media. It was the authorities. If anything, but it's cool, but today we're gonna talk about this whole so-called marriage and a few other things. But ask yourself, people. Ask yourself: did you turn on R. Kelly because of allegations, or did you turn on R. Kelly because of facts? Ask yourself that question. And then, if you find that you turned on him because of allegations, which most likely should be the answer, because he has not been to trial. And the only trial that he's been in is the 2008 state case, which he was acquitted of that. All right. So if you come to find that you turned on him because of allegations, I think it's time to stop listening to what the media is presenting to you all the time and actually start doing the research and trying to put the pieces together and figure this thing out. Because like I said, we got too many African Americans in prison, man. And we can't afford to send not one more to prison without being 100% sure that they did a crime. Because right now, this climate is nothing but the Me Too movement, and this is what has him in this situation. And the Me Too movement is basically, I consider it's kind of like it has a hyena mentality, because when you look at in hyenas, the female is the dominant gender or whatever. And I think that's what they're trying to make this world. They're trying to make the world a dominant, where females are the dominant ones and the males, we are obsolete, which I believe that men play their role best and women play their role best. It shouldn't be no one more dominant than the other. It should just be coming together as one unit in love. You know what I'm saying?
We have a guideline on how to live. Read, with Jesus Christ's word. If you read your Bible, we have a guideline on how we should live, right? They want to put another black man away on allegations, but let's focus on that. Let's not focus on helping these little black girls and little black boys, or the people of color.
Right.
And let's not help with poverty.
Right.
Let's not help with black people, people of color, black people especially, getting their just due.
Right.
Living in the slums and boarded up houses and rats the size of cats.
Generational trauma.
Running around the neighborhood. I mean, let's just put another black man away, okay, on allegations, because for real, he shouldn't even be in jail.
Shouldn't be. Put another black man away
for over 2 years,
so that we can keep his generational wealth.
For over 2 years on what somebody said he did.
Right.
And some of these women have came out now, and some of them admitted that they're liars. Some have admitted that they still love him. The list goes on.
Right.
You know, some of these people have changed their story several times. I'm like, you know, really?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But check this out, everybody.
This is where I got shot at, and we're gonna walk down here. It's not like I'm still there or you gonna still see some blood or something, but it was a while ago. We'll walk down here. I got not a brand new bike, but I got a bike. And it was my first bike that I had ever had. And I was test driving it. You know, we used to say, "How y'all doing?" I was test driving it, and I was riding the bike down this way. And as I was riding the bike, I got up to this corner right here, and as I was finna turn around, somebody from this direction shot me, and I fell off the bike. I didn't know what had happened to me, but I fell off of the bike, and next thing you know, I was in the hospital. But something that upsets me about my people today, we're not together like we should be. You know, every corner I go on, every corner when we're driving around, I see a fight or two here and there, you know, and it's always, you know, I hate to see it being my people. And I feel that it's not like it used to be back in the old school. We was much more together. We was much more organized, you know. So if you see my people, tell them I'm looking for them.
Me getting a rundown on the street. Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or friends. let's just get the record straight.
I better go get me a white Jeep.
Well, no, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. He's my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found her?
In the whole wide world.
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was growing. I knew she had it. As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything is all good.
Mm-hmm.
Is Aaliyah your real name?
Aaliyah is my real name.
It's very unique. It's nice, though.
I think it's Muslim Arabic name.
Oh, all right. Do you know the meaning, or does it have a meaning?
It means the highest, most exalted one, the best.
All right. There we go. Let everybody know. Can you say it one more time so we make sure we get this?
The highest, most exalted one, right?
The best, yes.
The best.
Right.
Get it, y'all. Now, what does everybody call you? I know your name is Robert, but do they say, yo, Art, yo, Kelly, yo Robert, yo?
Kelly, some call me Ark. You know, making a mistake. Right, Art. Yeah, but most people who know me call me Rob.
Okay. Leah, I know you're a straight A student. How do you mix with, studies and / artists?
Well, it was very hard to intertwine school with the career, but I do feel that education is number one. Cool. So I work hard at that, and I go to performing arts school, so they're very helpful. They've been very cooperative with me. DSA, everybody knows Detroit. And my parents work with me. Good. So they help me keep my grades up.
What do your parents think about your career?
They're very happy for me that, you know, I finally got where I wanted to get. I've been working very hard, and they've been a great support ever since I was a little thing. I used to run around and sing, and they've helped me. They've developed me.
Now, how do people around you act? I mean, you know how people say you've changed, and it's usually not you who've changed, but the people around you. Do you feel that kind of vibe going on?
Well, my friends at school, they've been supportive. They don't think I've changed any. They're the same. I'm the same. We're all the same.
Now, how is he to work with?
Rob is great to work with because really it's not like we work because we're like really close. So it's like just fun, really. We just hang out, sing.
I don't ever remember working.
Yeah, it's just like fun.
It seems like you had a lot of fun recording out.
All right, back at it. Say, did y'all hear, right? When they was first asked, everybody, you know, thinks you're either related or cousins or boyfriend and girlfriend. Did you hear R. Kelly say, "I'm about to go get me a white Jeep"? Uh-oh. See, nobody wants to talk about that statement. You know, statements like that goes right over a lot of people's head. And a lot of people it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? However, they just ignore it deliberately, you know? But what I got out of that statement is O.J. Simpson had just now tried to flee in the white Bronco. Okay? So my thing is, him saying that, that's like saying, oh, I gotta go get me a white Jeep. Time for me to try to flee because y'all trying to set me up. That's what that meant. And can't nobody tell me different. That's what that meant. You know? That they've been trying to put this thing in place for the longest time. And like I said, the labels, they kind of left the door cracked open. And that's the problem, man. R. Kelly has been advised wrong for so long. And but like I said, I think this is going to be the final showdown with this. Hopefully, we will get all the evidence, you know, and all the facts will come out, and we can put this to bed. Either he did these things or either he didn't. And whatever outcome comes about, it's time to put it to rest, man, and let that man continue his life. And you know, we all need to do the same. But let's look at this this document here. Okay, I think it's good to remind everybody about this document. Now, if you look at the document, you can see a lot of blemishes on this document. If you look down to the right at David Orr's signature, that it's so many blemishes around that. You can tell that that's been forged. If you look at up at around Nathan J. Edmond, the title of the elder, that's been forged. The number down there to the left, 00103076, that's been forged. It's so much forgery on here. Even the date itself, 9/20/1994, at the bottom left, has been forged. And my thing is, how would they put a document? How could a document like this actually be considered an official document in the courts? And look how the words are not even. It's like the font is not even straight. It's like it's writing downwards. It's going from left and it's going downward towards the right. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going towards the right, but it's going at a slant downwards. That is forgery. That's not an official typed document. That seems like people whited it, took a document, or they might not even have took a doc. Yeah, they took a document. They had to have taken a document because of the government seal at the top and at the bottom. But for the most part, they did some copy and paste in here, and that's why you got all them blemishes around. When you go to copy you paste something over top after you white out a document, you paste over top of it, and then when you go to make a copy, that's why you see those blemishes around the document. This is clearly not a legit document, and I don't see how they could have possibly gotten married with a fake document and presented it to the courts like this. And my thing is, they said that he got charged for bribing a government official to get a fake ID. But why would you need a fake ID if you have a forged document? This document is forged. So there shouldn't have been no need to even have an ID. You could just type whatever you want in a forged document. Do you see what I'm saying, everybody? So it's clear to me that this is not legit. And the world has been accepting this trash here for the longest time. They've been accepting it. Aaliyah has constantly said that she did not marry R. Kelly. R. Kelly has said that it didn't happen. Her parents said it didn't happen. At what point does us as society say, well, Aaliyah's not here to defend herself, maybe we should have just let this go? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should have took their word for it. You know, I'm just asking, man, because it's clearly wrong what's going on here. And like I said, this is what got all this started. And if you look at the situation with Tiffany Hawkins, okay, it is clear to me that when she found out about this scandal, this so-called marriage with Aaliyah, somebody informed her or advised her to try to sue R. Kelly and say that he slept with her as well when she was 15. Now, she would have been 15 in 1991. Okay? She said, according to her, she stopped dealing with him in 1994. She was 18 at that time. 1994 is when they say R. Kelly, later 1994, they say R. Kelly married Aaliyah or whatever, right? She waits until 2 years later, 1996, to come back and say, you know what? You slept with me when I was 15, back in 1991. Now, if y'all don't realize, R. Kelly wasn't even a big star yet in 1991. Okay? He didn't even come out until, 1992, with Born Into the 90s. Public Announcement was a group with him. I haven't heard them say anything about Tiffany Hawkins and R. Kelly. At least I haven't heard them, confirm anything. I mean, my thing is they listening to this Demetrius Smith guy, and I ain't trying to dog nobody out for any past that they got, you know what I'm saying? But the dude has, admitted that he was on drugs, and he admitted that he stole from R. Kelly. I mean, he's admitted that he's a criminal, and I ain't trying to, like I said, I hate to say it, everybody, but he is a criminal. And it's like kind of messed up where we're taking the word of criminals, man, instead of taking the word of R. Kelly, someone who does not have a criminal record, has not been convicted of any crimes. It's kind of an insult, man. And then Demetrius Smith said that he was the one that took Aaliyah to get the fake ID or something. Dude, it's kind of like, yo, so he can do a crime, right? Admit to a crime, and then get immunity, allegedly. I'm just trying to figure out what type of world this is, man. When these criminals can admit to doing some crimes, or they say they did a crime, whatever the case may be, and they get immunity. But see, the government is so busy trying to take down a star, African-American musician, one of our most talented musicians of this era, of the modern era. They too busy wanting to destroy another black man's legacy, where they'll take the word of criminals. It doesn't make sense to me, everybody. It doesn't make sense. I don't see why R. Kelly and Aaliyah just couldn't be close. They both had, Aaliyah said she had a older spirit. R. Kelly has a younger spirit. They couldn't just be close friends. They couldn't just be having fun. Both of them just now pretty much getting into the music business, learning themselves. People act like R. Kelly made the decision to dress alike with Aaliyah. Do y'all actually think R. Kelly made that decision? Y'all think he came in the game and was just calling shots over the execs at Jive Records and over his manager, Barry Hankerson? Do y'all actually think that? Do y'all think that? Come on now, we got to be realistic here. They took advantage of a dyslexic man that had a gift. And that's just the bottom line to it. They had them dressing alike for publicity. They got people talking. They wanted people to talk. They wanted these gossipers, like the two individuals that did the interview. They wanted them to ask those questions because it gets people talking. And it don't matter what type of publicity it is. The late, great Eazy-E said, it don't matter if it's all a bad publicity or good publicity. No matter what, it's publicity. And any type of publicity is good publicity.
Tell us what's up with this,
Rest in peace,
the title track from your album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Age ain't nothing but a number, point of controversy, but just tell me what's up with that, and, what's that all about? Is that you? Is that something you feel? Is that something?
Well, okay, how we got that was, it was one of my favorite songs on the album, so which is one reason why we chose it for the title. And I do really believe that age is nothing but a number. A lot of people tell me that I'm really mature for my age, so I really believe in that. So my parents always tell me you don't act however old you are. So, you know, I really do believe in it in some instances. In some instances, age is a number. But all around, I really don't think it really matters.
Yeah, there's no doubt that age is not affecting your performance. You're kicking it all over the country, and
All right, so you ready to get hyped up on that, huh? All right, I'm be standing by, ready to listen. So I want you to send me the first copy,
I'm
all
going to
right?
send you the first copy,
All right, I'm going to keep you to
the
that.
posters, everything.
All right, now let's just clear everything up. What's the story? Everybody wants to know what's the real deal with this R. Kelly thing going on.
Okay, everybody. Unfortunately, it's business. People are going to talk, and you really can't control what people are going to say. So I'm here to let all of you know that I am not married. I'm not Aaliyah Kelly. I'm Aaliyah. So right here, let you know.
Have you had any problems with any other artists?
You know what? Everybody I've met has been cool.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody that I have met so far has been cool. I have fun.
All right.
Is this my last shot?
You heard it from Aaliyah. This is your last one.
My last shot.
All right, so before I get into what's on the screen, notice how after Aaliyah showed how she was tired of answering this question, and her demeanor said to me that, listen, this is going to be the last time I tell you people that I am not married. There is no marriage, you know? But notice how the interviewer, he said, well, after she answered that question, is it anybody else that you've had problem with? Any other body else in the music business that you've had a problem with, basically? And she said, no, everybody that I have met has been cool. And she made sure she let it be known that I had fun when she was dealing with, you know. So I don't understand why, you know, people can't see that this is just a lot of BS, man. A lot of narratives that the media has tried to spin. And a few people that was in R. Kelly's circle that I do believe that was disgruntled. You know, it seemed like every time somebody either gets fired or they're no longer working with R. Kelly for some strange reason, next thing you know, they come out saying that, you know, he did this and that he likes young girls. I mean, it's just crazy. But this is what got all this started. This Aaliyah so-called marriage that I believe, you know, I ain't, you know, I'm not going to say who I think did this. I mean, we know Demetrius Smith had something to do with it because he admitted to that. But I do believe, you know what, I am going to say it. Him and Barry Hankerson was responsible for this whole little fake certificate. And that's just my opinion. So, but if you look at this document here, well, this statement here, R. Kelly didn't buy an acquittal in 2008 by paying off the alleged child victim and her family. So says that family. According to TMZ, the Landfair's attorney says what Michael Avenatti was saying is BS. There was no payoff. So my thing is, how could, if the attorney is saying this, how could they be testifying against R. Kelly, saying that he did pay them off? You see what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like smoke and mirrors is being thrown everywhere in this situation. And it's not allowing the viewers to get, you know what I'm saying, the honest truth. It's not allowing the viewer. See, it's making the viewer's mind up for them, in my opinion. If you're that type of person that will allow the media to make up your mind for you, or just people, period, making up your mind for you, then that's what's going to happen. But see, person like myself, you know, and my wife, we don't allow that. If it's not making sense, then we're going to ask questions. We're not going to just go along with what somebody says to us. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. And I think everybody needs to start doing the proper research, man, and just looking into the situation, and don't take it for what somebody says. Because here's the thing, right? If somebody is lying, there is obvious holes in their story that will stand out to you. It's going to jump out at you. It's no way it won't. It's going to jump out at you. Now, the question is, do you want to acknowledge those holes? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you want to acknowledge it? Because a lot of people, they don't want to acknowledge it, man. They want to, a lot of people want R. Kelly to be guilty for some strange reason, you know? and it goes back to Steven Greenberg, man. Like, why would he say? I never understood why he would say that R. Kelly married Aaliyah because she lied about her age. When, for one, R. Kelly is not being charged for marrying Aaliyah. There's like we know, they're saying he tried to bribe a government official to obtain a fake ID for Aaliyah, I'm guessing. But my thing is, if in that suspect, because if he married her, why not charge him for the marriage? But it's clear that R. Kelly has said that out of respect for Aaliyah and out of respect for her mother and her father, who's passed away as well, that he will never have that conversation about Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? About if he married her. All he know is that they was close, right? So what makes Greenberg think that we believe that he told him that Aaliyah lied about her age? Why would R. Kelly dog Aaliyah out like that? That's basically R. Kelly dogging out Aaliyah, saying no, she lied about her age, and that's why I got tricked, and that's why I got deceived. When he has said constantly that he will never talk about her in a bad way. So to me, Steven Greenberg, it was either he was unprepared or he did that intentionally. And I don't, I wanted to give Steven Greenberg the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, R. Kelly had not gotten rid of him yet. So we got to ride with what R. Kelly is riding with. I can't sit here and all I can do is trust that R. Kelly is making the right decision for his self. You know what I'm saying? For it's his life. So he has to make the right decision, right? But now that we know that he doesn't want Greenberg on the case, that was just dumb, man. And like I said before, Greenberg has done a lot of dumb things, but he does have a good reputation. So that's why it kind of puzzles me that he even, slipped up or did a lot of dumb shit like that, man. Excuse my language. It really puzzles me. But I think it's safe to say, man, that R. Kelly and Aaliyah were just close friends. They was two individuals from different circumstances in life. They made it in the music business, was making it at, succeeding in their dreams. And they was just having fun, man. There's nothing wrong with being close friends. Now, whether or not he was having a sexual relationship with Aaliyah, I don't believe he was. I really don't. I don't believe that. And I think it's intelligent. Intelligence would be taking the horses' mouths, and listening to them, instead of assuming or listening to somebody like Jim Derogatis, who clearly tries to write articles like Aaliyah made it, would never answer the question, or she danced around the question, when she clearly told him back in 1994. Aaliyah told Jim Derogatis back in 1994 that don't believe that, people blew it out of proportion, we're just close friends. That sounds like a direct answer to me. That doesn't sound like somebody danced around a question. That sounds like it's a direct answer coming to you. You don't blow it out of proportion. We was just friends. That's it. That's it. That's it. And we will see, man. We will see. But check this out, everybody.
But the best of both worlds, is that still going to be released in March 26th?
Yeah, still on schedule, you know what I'm saying? Everything is still on schedule.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man. This is my personal opinion. I've watched, since I've been here in NY, I've seen Puffy under the gun. I've seen yourself, go through a lot of stuff with the media propaganda. And now we're starting to see that with R. Kelly. I mean, what is your opinion on everything, all this scandal that's coming out right now against R. Kelly? Now he's about to do the Olympics, he's about to drop the album. I mean, how do you feel about it happening now?
I mean, we entertainers, man. Like my album, the new album coming out in November is The Gift and the Curse. You know what I'm saying? We accept the good with the bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You have a chance to talk to him at all, just to see where his head is at?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, he's cool.
He's cool?
It's the gift and the curse, man.
Hitmaker and star maker. R. Kelly is one of the most prolific and celebrated songwriters of his generation.
He's a wonderful person and so talented.
Music-wise, talented-wise, he's the best.
But even as millions of fans, Kelly immediately denied he was the man on the tape.
I'm not a guy that would do this, what people are saying.
But at the same time that R. Kelly was issuing his denial, the X-rated tape was bootlegged and sold on street corners around the country. It even showed up on the shelves of HMV for a day. Some swiftly rendered their own verdict about the tape.
35 minutes of disgustingness. The girl looked no more than 14 years old. The image that I saw was a man that looked, legally speaking, I've got to be careful, looked like R. Kelly.
But the court of public opinion isn't the court of law. In a criminal trial, nothing is assumed to be obvious, and everything must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. In the child pornography case against R. Kelly, lawyers will have to prove that the tape is what it appears to be. Prosecutors must leave no doubt R. Kelly is the man on the tape. The girl is underage, and the tape is authentic. These three facts are crucial, and each has been contested by Kelly and his lawyers, beginning with the tape itself. In this interview 6 years ago, Kelly claimed the tape was a complete fiction, invented by special effects.
I'm not a professional in that area. I do know this. It's not me. And if it's gotten me to this point, sitting in this chair talking to you about this, then it's obvious somebody that is real good at doctoring or whatever they did.
In this media age, the great technology that lets us do fabulous things in movies and music videos makes the prosecution's case far more difficult.
Kelly's lawyers have claimed specifically that their client's image was superimposed on the video, a practice said to be common in pornography. But that claim has already been challenged by the FBI, according to Chicago police.
FBI forensics experts from Quantico have closely examined the tape. They tell us it's authentic.
It should be noted that Kelly's defense team vigorously denies this claim that the FBI has authenticated the tape.
So back to the question, everybody, to the black community. If you think R. Kelly is guilty, are you making your decision because of off of allegations, or are you making your decision off of facts? Sit and ask yourself that question, because I'm seeing a guy, right, that just wants his generational wealth. He went to trial in 2008. He was acquitted. Don't believe them when they say that he obstructed justice. See, these are narratives, like I said, with that docu-series, these narratives that they said on that, and Michael Avenatti was constantly yelling in the media, holding them press conferences. These are narratives coming from articles of Jim Derogatis over the years. It's that simple. Jim Derogatis, they finally used his articles after him trying to write these bad articles about R. Kelly for 25 years or so. Making a career out of trying to destroy a black man's legacy. That's what he did. And then when he sat there and said that he believes the Nation of Islam is the one that gave him the tape. I mean, we gotta ask, how racist is this man? He believes the Nation of Islam is the one that put that tape in his mailbox. So now he's trying to blame the Nation of Islam, for trying to take down. I mean, this is a opportunist, and I believe the man is racist, to be honest with you. But we gotta ask ourselves this, because see, that Surviving R. Kelly, you have to question it. They tried this man in the court of public opinion, instead of letting this man have a fair trial in court and letting the evidence speak for itself. No, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to make this man public enemy number one in the media. Push this agenda or push this narrative like, oh, he's just this big, angry, sexual, deviant black man you know, like they always try to push. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. You had Jerronda Pace, who admitted on the first docu-series that she had a fake ID. She lied about her age. And I don't even believe that she even slept with R. Kelly, to be honest with you. She said that on many interviews, she said that she was dealing with some guy named Bubba, his friend Bubba or something. And Daryl McDavid cut her a check, obviously. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, did R. Kelly issue these checks? Or did Daryl McDavid just so quickly write a check to anybody that came with a claim? These are the things that we gotta ask ourselves. We gotta ask ourselves, why on the second docu-series did all of a sudden Jerronda Pace say that she was involved with a suicide pact? She made a suicide pact with R. Kelly, and that R. Kelly told her that if anything was to happen to him, which during the time that she says she was dealing with him, he wasn't facing no charges, he wasn't under no allegations, no scrutiny, nothing at that time. So my thing is, why would he say to her, if anything happens to me, if I go to jail, kill yourself, take these pills? She want us to believe that shit? Excuse my language. Now, we all know that after that first docuseries, people wanted to focus in on Azriel Clary, you know, allegedly committing suicide and all that, and they started pushing this rumor, this narrative that Azriel and Joycelyn had a suicide pact with R. Kelly, which we know that's not true. We know that's not true. That's just all, you know what I'm saying, just gossip that's just media gossip just to give the people something to talk about, you know. So for Jerronda Pace to come out on that second docuseries and say, oh yeah, I was a part of a suicide pact. I mean, she is a liar. And I hate to say it, but look, the facts are the facts. Her story is all over the place as well. And she admitted to having a fake ID. She admitted to lying to him. She admitted to skipping school when she should have been in school to travel downtown to Chicago and go to the court hearing in 2008, or the trial in 2008. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm starting to get worked up now because I am just so tired of all these lies, man. It's too many of them. It's too many of them, and we cannot afford to send another black man to prison, like I said, without getting down to the facts. We have to be 100% sure, because it's too many of us, too many African-American men and even African-American women sitting behind federal bars for crimes that they didn't even commit, or crimes that ain't even no violent offense. Too many non-violent offenders doing too much time in federal prison, man. And that's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to change. You know? That's what we need to change. We got too many criminals on that Surviving R. Kelly 2 and 1 talking about R. Kelly, saying he's a monster, instead of looking in the mirror themselves. Like I said, you got one of the fathers, his criminal record is long. He hooks up with Michael Avenatti, who is now, as we know, a convicted criminal, and had a situation where he was beating his girlfriend. Now we're jumping into the contradictions of these people, the hypocrisy of these people. Damon Dash, all of a sudden, he needs some clout. So now he wants to come on the second docuseries and says that Aaliyah told him that R. Kelly was a bad man. Remember, he said, no, she just said that's just a bad man. And then the way he said it, like he said it like a little child told him that. She said that he's just a bad man. A bad man. Like she was a little 13-year-old telling him that or something.
The lies he tell.
Yeah. I mean, he's desperate, man. He's desperate. And he's talking about that's what ended his... He's such a hypocrite and such a liar. That's what started to end him and Jay-Z's relationship. Nah, that's not what ended it. Because you was clearly dancing in the Fiesta video right beside R. Kelly, having a ball.
You know, you started out this video with asking that question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, remember how this started? These parents, R. Kelly had all these women locked up and shackled, pen and buckets. They wasn't eating. Parents couldn't find their kids.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Savages and the Clarys couldn't find their kids. There is proof out there. There is testimony by the daughter.
Yep. Both daughters.
Both. That they were never lost.
Yep.
The parents knew where they were.
Yep.
The parents have been to Chicago going shopping with them. Has one media outlet came out to recant all of that negative coverage?
Not CNN, not CBS.
So when the people watch this video that want R. Kelly to spend the rest of his life in prison, please remember that.
Yeah.
Please remember how this started. That these young girls were locked up in the basement, pen and buckets. Parents couldn't see them. They've been missing for years. That's what was being reported. Mainstream media.
Yep. Wow.
This is what they... And so these are the people you want to listen to? These are the people that you want to trust. When we saw on national TV, both of those girls were not locked up. They looked good.
Yeah.
Said they had never been locked up. That they parents had... Oh my God. Please, I can't.
It is terrible. And I'm glad you said that, because not only... I mean, they were supposed to have not known where their children was, right? Well, Michelle Kramer, magically, she sees her daughter and Joycelyn on TMZ, and she knew exactly what hotel to go find her at in L.A., downtown L.A. She knew exactly. She went to one hotel. That was to fake me out. See, that was to throw people off, to make it seem like, oh, she almost had it right. Mm. But then something hit her mind and told her, oh, check across the street. Mm. And she knew exactly where she was at.
Dominique Gardner came out and said it was all a stunt.
Yep.
It was all fake.
She knew exactly where that woman was at, where her daughter was at.
Why has no one came out to apologize and recant this stuff that was done to this man? This is not fair. It's not right. And man, I hope he gets out. I'd sue them all.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd sue them all.
I would too. And he probably won't even do it.
And I would try to hope and find some criminal charges.
And you know what? He probably won't even do it. Because he don't even seem like that type. He ain't that type.
He needs to start being that type.
Yeah.
He's going to have to start being that type.
And that'll stop people from taking advantage of you. You know?
It's like this. It's like this. If you let somebody do it one time to you, they're going to do it again.
Yep.
You got to stop it. Win, lose, or draw.
Yep.
Win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw. Yep. All this to it. I mean, she knew exactly where to find that girl.
That's what's happening now. He should have put... Even Michael Jackson said he wished he had never paid that first settlement.
Yep. But see, he was advised. Exactly. He was advised, though. See, these are celebrities. They're being advised. They're being advised by these so-called powerful all-knowing attorneys. These knowledgeable attorneys. They're supposed to have their best interests. Have them settling things that they didn't even do. Well, according to them, they say they're innocent. But yet, these attorneys are advising them just settle out of court so we can make it go away. But it doesn't go away. Not with no black man. It doesn't go away.
I mean, the airplanes in the air circling the man's house looking for women chained up, pissing in buckets, can't eat, starving.
They did add a lot of spice on it, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
They added a lot of spice.
A motion picture.
Wow.
In the making.
As you can see, people, if you've been looking at the screen, this is what it's about. Execution of the grant. I'm just going to say this real quick. 25 years later is when you can first the artist can put in the notice to the label. Okay? And then as you can see, 35 years later, the label has to give if you put in the notice, the label has to give you the rights to your masters back. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay? And then you can read the rest of it. It's that simple, man. That's what this is about. It is that simple. This is all about a man's masters.
I'm just curious. Why would any of these labels want to keep the artist's masters? Why would they want to keep their creation? Something that came from them, that's God-given.
Why do they think they have the right
to
keep it?
Yeah, and why would they want to? I wouldn't want to keep something that you discovered.
Right.
I mean, and would be honored if you would let me, enjoy it. For instance, if you wrote a book and you put it out there for the world to read, what an honor.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't want to take that from you, that creation from you. Think it, and like you said, feel like they have the right to. I mean, what kind of human being is that they want to take something that you created?
A corporate, sleazy human being.
And I think that's what we need to start calling out with these labels. Like, let's get down to humanity. Let's get down to humanity and say to these people, to corporate, what gives you the right to take something that I was blessed with?
Right.
My God-given right. Something that came from me. Right. I don't want anything of yours. Why are you trying to legally keep something that I possess that God has blessed me with?
Right.
These are words from me, from my heart, from my spirit, from my soul, from my mind. How can you want to keep that? Who are you? That's unheard of. I mean, this is crazy. This should be easy. Nobody should own anybody's masters except the person that created it.
Right. As long as the labels recoup what they put into the project.
Exactly.
And because they're recouping it right away, especially with a talent like R. Kelly.
You're right. I'm glad you said that because I want to be clear. If they put out something, pay them back for what they gave you. That you don't want to be wrong in this, but for them to own something you created. If I write down, I love you, Tutu, that's something that I just made up. That's mine. I wouldn't want to, you see what I'm saying?
Right. I see what you're saying.
I mean, this is crazy. What kind of human being would want to take from you something you created?
Corporate slime balls.
That's what we should be talking about as well. That, if you just think about that, that's what everyone should go to these labels and ask them, what gives you the right to take something that I created?
Right.
If I owe you money because you helped me put it out or whatever, here's the money I owe you. But for you to own the right to something that I created, it makes no sense.
Makes none at all. But on that note, Please like, share, and subscribe. We want to talk a little longer today, but we'll holler at y'all on the next episode.